Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we dive into the most pressing stories of the day. We have a lot to cover, but first, let's take a look at a story that's been gaining attention in South Carolina. A proposed bill, Senate Bill 323, has sparked controversy as it aims to criminalize abortion and punish those who help patients obtain the procedure. The bill, which has been called radical by some, would make it a crime to assist someone in getting an abortion, including providing information or transportation. Supporters of the bill argue that it's necessary to protect the unborn, while opponents claim it's an attack on women's rights and reproductive health care. The bill's sponsor, Senator Cash, has defended the legislation, saying it helps women in South Carolina because if a woman is going to intentionally kill her unborn child, she knows intuitively that's the wrong thing to do. However, abortion rights activists are worried about the implications of this bill, particularly the provisions targeting speech and information sharing. As we examine this story, it's essential to consider the complexities of the issue and the different perspectives involved. On one hand, some argue that the bill is an overreach of government power and could lead to dangerous consequences for women's health. On the other hand, others believe that the bill is necessary to protect the rights of the unborn. It's also worth noting that this bill is part of a larger trend of abortion abolitionist movements across the country. In recent years, we've seen a rise in bills and laws that aim to restrict or ban abortion, often with the goal of treating it as homicide. While some see this as a necessary step to protect life, others view it as an erosion of reproductive rights. As we continue to follow this story, we'll be keeping a close eye on the developments in South Carolina and the potential implications for the rest of the country. We'll also be exploring other top news stories, including updates on politics, healthcare, and more. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're taking a closer look at some significant developments in Australian immigration policy. Two stories have caught our attention today, and we'll be examining them in detail. Firstly, the coalition is considering cuts to immigration places with a focus on skilled migration and international students. Liberal MPs are suggesting that these numbers need to be reduced to alleviate pressure on infrastructure and services. New South Wales Liberal Jess Collins has proposed paring back skilled migration numbers, while South Australian Senator Leah Blythe has pointed to overseas education as an area for cuts. It's essential to approach this topic with nuance, considering the complexities of immigration policy and its impact on various communities. On one hand, reducing immigration numbers could help address concerns about capacity and resources. On the other hand, it's crucial to recognize the significant contributions that international students and skilled migrants make to Australia's economy and society. In a related development, the opposition leader, Susan Ley, is working to keep moderates and conservatives united on this issue. The coalition is preparing to thrash out the design of a policy to significantly reduce immigration places, with some suggesting that this could be linked to capacity for home construction and health and education funding. Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott has also weighed in on the debate, calling for migration levels to be reduced to around 100,000 people per year. However, it's essential to consider the potential consequences of such a significant reduction, including the impact on Australia's workforce and economy. As we continue to follow these developments, it's crucial to prioritize fairness, balance, and sensitivity in our discussion. Immigration policy affects real people's lives, and we must approach this topic with empathy and understanding. In another story, the Australian government has recently taken action against an individual involved in a case related to immigration and national security. A man has been detained in connection with an alleged threat to national security, highlighting the ongoing importance of vigilance and cooperation between law enforcement agencies. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, we're taking a closer look at a significant development in the Middle East. The United Nations Security Council has approved a U.S.-backed peace plan for Gaza, authorizing a temporary international force to help stabilize the enclave after 2 years of war. This move has been met with varying reactions from different parties involved. The plan, which was proposed by the Trump administration, aims to provide a framework for securing and governing Gaza with the goal of moving the devastated territory towards peace. The international community has come together to support this effort, with the UN Security Council endorsing the plan. However, some details surrounding the plan remain unclear, and there are concerns about the potential implications for the region. For example, South Africa has announced that it will not accept any further chartered flights carrying Palestinians from Gaza following a contentious arrival of 133 passengers. The circumstances surrounding this flight have sparked controversy, with allegations of a clear agenda to cleanse Palestinians out of Gaza and the West Bank. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and stay informed about the latest developments. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, it's crucial to recognize the complexities and challenges involved in finding a peaceful resolution to the conflict in Gaza. The international community must work together to address the humanitarian crisis and support efforts towards a lasting peace. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.